Hello dear friends. This piece is my third and final commentary on the Taipei Accession Conference. Opinion piece. Cosmic Reset. New Solar Cycle. The Return of the Goddess. The Science of Collapse. Fall of Civilization. The False Matrix Dissipates. Purification and Renewal. Resistance Movement. Breath Holding. The forces of light are not in a hurry. They want to reduce the shock of change. Physical and spiritual wealth are equal. Alternative plan of the forces of life. Davos plan clashes with Galactic plan. Denial, complacency and panic are toxic. Let's start. We are at the peak of a new cosmic cycle. Our galaxy is expanding and contracting like a slow heartbeat, exhaling and inhaling like a very slow breath. Soon we will be reaching the maximum expansion of the exhalation, when there will be a moment of breathlessness, of total stillness, of holding the breath or kumbhaka, open to the energy of Source. With stationary Pluto in the sign of Aquarius, this energy of consciousness will reorganize everything, clearing all anomalies. Kumbhaka is the holding of the breath during yoga practices. During kumbhaka, the body is held still without any inhalation or exhalations. It can be part of pranayama exercises or arise spontaneously during meditation. The concept of cosmic reset conceives of the expansion and contraction of our galaxy as a heartbeat whereby we approach the peak of expansion, where there will be a moment of stillness and openness to the energy of Source. The use of terms such as source energy and clearing all anomalies suggests an idea of purification and renewal. Polar shift. We are now culminating in this galactic cycle. In 1998, at the time of winter solstice, the Sun aligned with the galactic equator. The transition period of this cycle is from 1975 to 2025. When the magnetic field reverses, there is a planetary polar shift that affects the oceans, creating tidal waves that would be a natural cleansing of the planet. The last shift occurred 12,000 years ago, was severe and registered a number 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. A very advanced computer program calculates that the end of this time cycle in which the change would occur would be at the end of September 2024, but this calculation is not infallible. We are currently near the peak of a 7-year solar cycle that will culminate in 2024. In 2000, the stabilization of the magnetic field accelerated. We started losing about 1 to 2% of magnetic strength each year. Now we have lost 25% of our magnetic field strength, and by 2025 it is expected to drop much more. The Great Reset. One much talked about timeline included a form of planetary reset in 2012. The Davos Forum had a totally different timeline that included a comprehensive control of the planet. Since they did not succeed, they applied the crisis scenario. The forces of light are not in a hurry for this great event to happen. They are slowing down the process so that the surface population is as prepared as possible to eliminate unnecessary drama. We are closer to the final breakthrough. There is an increasing amount of light and a greater polarity. There is much more evidence of what now with much chaos on many levels. We have been converging on the collapse of a more stable society that has been the same basic program instituted for centuries for 26,000 years, which has included the implantation of human beings. As more cosmic energy is coming, more layers of programming are exposed, and over the last few years there have been more people on the planet who are becoming aware of the fact that something is wrong. There is a large percentage of humans behind the scenes who are creating the conditions for the event to happen. As these layers of programming and conditioning are removed, the structure of the false 3D matrix is no longer stable. Difficult situation. The situation is becoming increasingly difficult as the Davos Forum's Great Reset agenda clashes with the Galactic Reset agenda. Both have been on a 150-year trajectory. Also, the awakening of the magnetic field is creating problems for the mental body, which has the effect of creating unrest on the planet. Since 1995, the resistance movement has brought more information to humankind. They have developed a quantum internet system that will replace the internet we have now. It will be a much freer system that will eliminate all eavesdropping, spying and tracking of communications. Meanwhile, the dark forces have been implementing their own counterattack plan, which includes the widespread use of the mobile phone, where everything can be tracked, including all financial transactions. Their plan also includes the elimination of all physical cash transactions, which began decades ago with the elimination of silver and gold-backed coins. This was completed in 1972 and is having an increasing effect on inflation. The East is collecting and buying much more gold in recent years. As the financial system collapses, silver and gold will be used to back all currencies. On the other hand, the plan of the dark forces is to implement a digital currency system that would be government sanctioned and allow only authorized transactions. An app on your phone will be your wealth An app on your phone will be their wealth in their wallet. At the moment of collapse, the alternative plan of the forces of life would be that the resistance movement would have a backdoor installed in the mainframe of the computers of the current banking systems, and would create an effect that would spread across the internet in a matter of hours. Certain websites would be blocked, and the click would be unable to use the internet. Systemic failure. The quarantine that exists now is a closed system of entropy, with a lot of polarity, where there is a constant increase of more chaos and less abundance. True abundance connects the spiritual plane with the physical plane, where physical and the spiritual wealth are equal. The system has now programmed us to be too attached to physical matter and physical wealth. The next positive restart will open the doors for the flow of true abundance and create physical conditions that will reflect the beauty that is inherent in our soul nature. Physical abundance will be more convenient and comfortable, and will allow for progress and a feeling of contentment and fulfillment. Physical abundance will remain in alignment with our spiritual growth. Matrix. The dark forces have wanted the planet for themselves and have taken certain forces of light hostage. They have created an illusory freedom, as many feel free. This sense of freedom collapsed during the crisis they created. The electromagnetic fence that allows light and energy to enter is slowly disintegrating. The three-dimensional false matrix reality is a frequency created as an electromagnetic standing wave, which has an effect on the consciousness of people on a planetary scale that greatly affects the human's aura. On every plane, it can create false beliefs, conditions, and disease programming through implants. One of the main techniques for maintaining quarantine of the planet is the separation of soulmates. A real connection between man and woman can break the matrix, so they have substituted spiritually for technology in youth. The most effective thing humans can do is to give up their mobile phones. On April 1st, there was an attack on the messengers of light, and the positive forces made a counterattack by making a partial crack in the mainframe of the computer that runs the matrix. The science of collapse. The study of economic crashes and financial crises is carried out in various fields of research, such as economics, political science, and economic psychology, among others. According to the science of collapse expounded by Charles Hugh Smith, cultural and social changes become divisive and reach destructive extremes, political scandals, upset, and the comfortable arrangements of the elite. A new wave of geopolitical rivalries emerged between allies and rivals alike. Stock and bond markets continue to rally as if nothing has changed. But because things have changed, each rally fails. Tightly bound systems, it is to say, highly centralized systems, fall apart much more sharply than weakly bound systems, no matter how many adjustments are made to the fiscal or monetary policy system. Moreover, emerging systems exhibit characteristics that are different from those exhibited by each of the traditional systems. What is different now is that our ability to make realistic assessments has collapsed. Neither complacency, denial, nor panic are helpful, and they are toxic to problem solving. Not only we do face an interconnected tangle of emerging problems, but we have squandered our institutional and cultural capacity to make realistic assessments, solve problems in practical ways, and agree to share the sacrifices necessary to get the train back on track. The system dynamics that will unfold over the next 15 years are beyond our weak control, our weak understanding, and our arrogant blindness to our own inability to solve difficult real-world problems that demand high costs and long-term sacrifices. The world has changed, but gamblers and speculators continue to pursue the same old sectors, plays, and strategies. They will continue to do so, as they did for a decade or so, as they did in the 70s, until they have exhausted their capital or given up and walked out of the casino with what is still theirs. In the meantime, governments will do whatever it takes to protect their powers and elites, so the rules will change overnight, and what was sacrosanct yesterday is illegal today. Basic rights such as property will be discarded as essential resources are expropriated. Expansion. According to modern cosmology, there is scientific evidence that the universe is expanding. This idea is based on astronomical observations, such as the redshift or light emitted by distant galaxies, indicating that they are moving away from us. In addition, precise measurements have been made of the cosmic microwave background, which is remnant radiation, and these measurements support the theory of the expansion of the universe. The most widely accepted theory is the Big Bang model, which postulates that the universe began in a state of high density and temperature and has been expanding ever since. The cosmic central sun is becoming increasingly active. With its energy reaching our planet, it is having a great effect in helping humankind reach a critical mass in awakening. The galactic supercycle lasts for billions of years. There are many other cycles that also converge, including our own Milky Way cycle, where we are aligning with the heart of the central galactic sun. Superwave bursts create multidimensional portals connected to the source that affect Earth's scalar fields and also change Earth's magnetic polarity, which in turn reverses the magnetic field of the entire galaxy. Our own galactic cycle is like an expansion and contraction, like a beating heart with a total duration of 26,000 years. It takes 3 years to complete a total magnetic polar shift. A return of the goddess. This pure feminine principle comes from the galactic central sun. It is a gentle galactic love energy that we have been programmed to believe is awakeness. If received and developed within and shared with the population, it allows for the anchoring of an immense divine energy on the planet, which is why the dark side has worked so hard to inhibit it in so many ways. It is an energy of beauty and is a pure expression of the soul in many ways. Through architecture, through art, through the body, we can enjoy its expression and its connection to the soul. It flourished during the Renaissance era. Many years before that, in ancient societies, many cultures established groups of brotherhood of the rose. The next phase in restoring the divine feminine energy on the planet is to physically create temples of the goddess open to the public. Basically, it is about creating a sacred space where the energy of the goddess can be permanently anchored. Reflections. According to Steve Biko, Homo sapiens is destined for extinction. Homo universalis will prevail. There will simply be no more Homo sapiens born. All those born after our ascension will be Homo universalis. It is only a change of model on the production floor, and only the new model comes off the production line after that. It is in the plan that Gaia will move to a new region of space where interdimensionality reigns, and that the galaxies will later enter this new region. Our ascension is destined to continue in the background unnoticed. That is a full and permanent opening of the heart, connecting our everyday selves to a higher dimension of consciousness, marking the end of the need to be born and to die. Puffiness said, "The deliveries are still on schedule, but the players are all in a mess with a very high level of confusion. There is a lot more confusion within the banking operations. All the confusion is not allowed to come out, and all their lending and participation in the credit markets has been given a swift kick in the trousers. The bankers are focused on fighting for survival, and the Indians are no longer marching and beating their drums. It is a downhill situation for now. That doesn't mean they won't survive, but they have to find a better way to deal with change. As mentioned earlier, the money brokers are looking for ways to freeze accounts. They know that if they freeze accounts, citizens will shoot on sight and hunt them down if they are found gambling with their resources. There are a lot of cowboys in this arena. These money brokers know they are taking serious action if they think they can get away with freezing accounts. They are already nervous about the low cash or loan ratio. There could be a lot of lightning bulletins coming out. Don't be surprised or frightened by any of them. Get matters of the heart in order and money lined up as you wish. There are many pieces in play, and no one can tell you for sure which one will explode first. We work to support those who care about peace and those who are creating exchanges of transactions that are beneficial to all. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.